just looking at ingredients for food. I mean, your brain goes mental. You can observe your brain go mental. Obviously, when I say mental, like it's a survival strategy for your brain, because your brain is up. Hope you are doing well. So I wanted to make this video on what I eat to get lean. Now, to be honest, I procrastinated on making this video, and I think it's because what you actually eat is a huge topic, and it has loads of emotions involved, and everyone's got an opinion. And though I welcome the opinions, everyone's journey when it comes to nutrition, food is their own, and everyone will find a different strategy that works best for them. And that will come down to things like the food you eat, meal timing, the quantity of food you eat, because everyone will have a slightly varying metabolism. So yeah, basically when it comes to nutrition, basically it's a bit like the old opinion and assholes thing. Like everyone's got an opinion, everyone's got an asshole. Is that right? Or maybe that's anyway. Okay, so I've made some notes today. So rather than doing this like as a vlog style video, I just want to kind of go through the notes I've written. So specifically, what do I eat to get lean? Well, you might have heard that the average person eats like a combination of 5 foods most of the time, or 5 meals. By and large, I pretty much eat the same stuff, and I just kind of rotate through variations of the same things that I like to eat. Now, so what does that comprise of? Oats, chicken breast, chicken liver, blueberries, which you probably see on my story, although I've kind of migrated onto Black Forest fruits now. You might hear me, by the way, just getting through a little bit of a cold. Egg whites earlier on in the diet, that was eggs. Iceberg lettuce, why? Because it bulks out your food and it's very low calorie. Tomatoes, whole cucumbers, which I have as snacks. Coffee, caffeine, so I've got the Pret subscription, £25, highly recommend that. Honey as well, got a sweet tooth, which is definitely intensified through the prep. 5% fat beef mince, white potato, which you might have seen on my Instagram stories. I tend to make into chips. Sweet potato, do the same thing. I've used it on a few occasions. So there's variation within that. There's foods that I haven't mentioned there, but basically that's kind of like mainly what I eat. Some fish oil as well. Now, the reason that I choose those foods, one, they're relatively nutrient dense. Two, they're moderately, they digest at a moderate speed, so they give me energy for a medium amount of time. And have I said that? So I said nutrient dense, they digest at a moderate pace, and they're not incredibly calorically dense as well. So that means that I can eat a lot of them relatively and still feel like I'm getting a meal, not using up loads of calories in just a couple of bites. Okay, so, but that's kind of what I eat to get lean. But this is varied. This is the important thing to understand. This is varied at different stages of my diet. So I started off my diet at 96 kilos, and now I'm 81, kind of 81.4, but then I've been carbing up for the last couple of days because I've got my photo shoot on Monday. So the important thing to understand is that my diet has had different stages. When I was at 96 to 92 kilos, my kind of like happy body weight, if you want to say that, where I'll kind of land if I don't really watch my nutrition, is around 92. Now, don't get me wrong, I am one of those people that if I'm not careful, I can get into the habit of like eating bad foods, chocolate and stuff, and then my body weight can creep up. But as long as I'm relatively mindful, my body weight will kind of hover around the 92 area. I deliberately bulked my body weight up into the higher ranges because I wanted to add lean body mass. So when I was at 96 kilos, which is where I started my diet, I was kind of bulked beyond my body's. And by the way, if you see me looking over here, it's because I'm looking at the notes I've written. I was bulked beyond my body's where it's kind of happy, basically. Don't get me wrong, I was okay there. I could live there, but it was very easy for me to get down to 92 kilos. I didn't have any food focus, no energy issues. I could eat kind of what I wanted, really. You might have heard of the 80-20 rule, where 80% of the time you eat quote-unquote healthy food, 20% of the time you eat, junk or whatever. I was able to, I remember like the start of my diet, I was having like, wine gums and things like that. And it really wasn't an issue. I didn't have to worry about meal timing. I could eat when I liked. I could train with or without breakfast. It wasn't an issue to me. And I was able to, in terms of calories as well, I started off my diet, I believe, 2,600 calories. So the first 4 kilos fell off me, literally no effort at all. My weight just dropped off me, which is good to know for the upcoming improvement season as well, like kind of where I can, because realistically, if that was a caloric deficit for me, a maintenance is going to be a little bit more. Okay. At that point, when I got to 92 kilos, I shifted my diet. I dropped my calories 2,300 because I experienced a bit of a plateau. And I was able to diet all the way down from 92 to 88.7 on 2,300 calories. A couple of low energy days here and there, but by and large, I wasn't really employing any nutritional strategies to manage hunger. I wasn't really focusing on like non-calorie dense foods, etc. I was just basically eating healthy, getting 3 meals a day, a couple of snacks, 2,300 calories, and my weight dropped from 92 to 88.7. And then 88.7, I spoke with my coach. I was like, right, I want to shift gears. Let's speed up fat loss. So we dropped calories at that point to 2,120. And that basically, over the next few months, took me all the way down from 88.7 all the way down to 81.9, I think it was, 81.9. And then we decided to really just, we kind of plateaued for a couple of weeks on fat loss. Well, we plateaued on scale weight loss, although I was getting leaner in the mirror. But we plateaued on scale weight loss, but I was getting leaner in the mirror. So we pulled calories down. We thought, you know what, I was in a good place mentally. This is not what I'd recommend to anyone, by the way. This was for me because I have specific goals. I want to look my best for the photo shoot, but more importantly, I want to really push myself. For me, this is important. For me, dieting is not just about, dieting and getting lean is not just about like aesthetics. It's about, what it's about is it's actually like observing my body through its different stages, observing the, my hormonal changes, etc. Like sex drive, energy diminishes, and making sure I behave in a way that is good to the people around me. And so anyway, I basically want to go sometimes to a place I haven't been before. And with my kind of fat loss just arguably plateauing a little bit, I was looking leaner in the mirror, but so we just pulled calories down. We went 1780, then we went 1680. 1780 for 1 week, 1680 for 1 week. And we hit the lowest we had hit, 80.9 we got to. And then we bumped up calories, refilling out before the shoot for a week. We bumped calories back up to 2,150. I had a bit of a digestive issue. I will not explain the details of that, but let's just say I was not holding food down as well as I wanted. So the lowest weight I ended up hitting in this whole prep so far, which will be the lowest weight, I'm quite sure, was 80.01. But to be honest, I don't really count that as my lowest weight because of that said digestive issue. You know how it is. Food focus definitely started to creep up around 86.5 kilos. And food focus progressively peaked. I was not deluded, but I'd forgotten what dieting was really like. Food focus progressively peaked, and it peaked when I was in those last final weeks of like 1780, 1680. Like that was it got kind of crazy then. And you can observe yourself being a crazy person thinking about food all the time. You have to laugh, it's kind of funny, but you're just thinking about food all the time. Like that's why it's really, really important to have things to do with regards to, running your business, your training, social group, etc. Like the more structured your life is, or the more things you've got going on that are like fun or hobbies or that give you meaning in your life, the less attention you have to food focus. But, when you go to bed at night, I was conscious not to do it, but you end up like looking at like going on YouTube and looking at cooking recipes and how to make a cake and things like that. And, or you got the worst one, which actually, to be honest, I haven't really done that much, is Instagram, where you look at food. What I've tended to do is like go on Sainsbury's website and just type in like just looking at ingredients for food. I mean, your brain goes mental. You can observe your brain go mental. Obviously, when I say mental, like it's a survival strategy for your brain, because your brain recognizes the fact that you're dieting and getting leaner and leaner and leaner, and it's switching on those hunger signals and it's making you look for food. So when I say mental, that's not really true. It's actually like your brain is doing what it's supposed to do to keep you alive. Okay. Oh, by the way, I would say I dropped my refeeds. So at the start, I was having 2 refeeds at 2,900. Then through the diet, 2,700 for 2 refeeds. Then we dropped the refeeds to 1. Yep. Okay, cool. So that's kind of like a summary of my diet. Hopefully that's helpful to you. The thing is, like I said at the start, this is just what I did. It's not advice, because everyone is so unique. Whenever I work with a client, the foods that they eat, the amounts that they eat, that will all be relative to them, their specific goals, their food allergies, their how well that they digest certain foods. And that's another point. These are foods that I digest well, and their specific metabolic rate as well. Some people can eat a lot more, some people can eat a lot less. That's just the way the game. So know why you're dieting. Like, if you want to look shredded on a full-time basis, it's probably not a good idea at all. I'd say that's like negative influence from the modern world, trying to make everyone think we should be shredded all the time. Like, no way. In my opinion, like, what is healthy for a man is to be big and strong and relatively lean for his body. So big and strong and not obese, basically, but carrying some body fat. Like, absolutely no need to have visible abs. You can look and feel and function great as a man. I know for facts that when I don't have visible abs, I have way more energy, I'm more energetic, my step count is naturally higher, my sex drive is higher. So I am definitely a human being that does not function better on like being very, very lean. Yet it is pedestalized to be very, very lean in our society. Don't get me wrong, I have a love for bodybuilding, I have a love for chasing the aesthetics, and I have a love for seeing what I can do, and I have a love for the mental challenge of this game as well, and what it teaches you. Wow, what it teaches you about yourself, incredible. The deep dive into your own psyche, like learning how to budget your nutrition helps you budget everything in life, and recognize that everything is an energetic resource that you have to spend according to what you have. And that is actually a massive spiritual lesson. So what you learn about yourself through going through a hard diet, because it is hard for me to get lean, is invaluable. I'm just saying that, like, sometimes you need to shake it up a little bit. Sometimes you need to not be able to, just eat what you want mindlessly. You need to be specific. And if you think about our ancestors, they would have not have had access to abundant food resources all the time. And our ancestors were the ones that got us here. So we stand on the shoulders of giants, and those giants are basically our forefathers thousands of generations ago that went through hardships that we can never imagine, but we can get a taste of it through a diet. And it is no doubt that probably parts of the brain evolved. Yes, they say like through through massive amounts of omega-3s and eating brain organs or whatever. But I think part of our brain evolved through the hardships we endured, like through the fact that we endured starvations, etc. Like we had to find meaning in those times. So you have access to that by doing something like this. Plus, you're going to get in cool shape, get some good photos. But generally, do I think this is where men should stay? Absolutely not. I really want to start to celebrate like living in a bigger body. I sound like one of those body fat acceptance people that's like grossly overweight. I don't mean that. I mean, I want to basically like the bulked up version of Tim, not super bulk, but like 88 kilos to 92. That is, I will continue to look better and better and better as I grow into that body, and I'm going to celebrate that. Hey guys, if you got value out of this video, then it would be really, really cool if you help the channel grow and help more people watching this video by pressing the like button, subscribing to my channel, and if you can leave a comment down below as well, really appreciate that.